On today's primetime local news, the border city ranked as one of the most dangerous cities in Canada.
There's items that are still concerning from City Council and from the community, but we are not as bad off as some may believe.
And new upgrades to the chemo unit set to help hundreds of cancer patients in Lloyd.
$50,000 renovation basically to improve the patient care experience here and empower the nurses.
Plus, more and more athletes heading to provincials from the border city, beating out previous years.
Hey, I'm Eric Bay, and today we are here with Big Brothers Big Sisters in Lloydminster, and today we are taking a look at a very big anniversary, 25 years since the Big Brothers and Big Sisters combined. So we're going to have all that and more from back here throughout tonight's show.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Maclean's magazine released its annual list of most dangerous places in Canada, and once again, Lloydminster and North Battleford made an appearance. The good news for the border city residents is that the city remains outside the top 10, but as Josh Ryan reports, there are still concerns for the community.
Using data from Statistics Canada, Maclean's ranking of Canada's most dangerous communities is sobering news for residents in many Albertan and Saskatchewan areas. However, Mayor Albers says the news isn't entirely negative.
There's items that are still concerning from City Council and from the community, but at the same token, we are not as bad off as some may believe.
According to the Crime Severity Index, Lloydminster is ranked 12th in Canada on overall crime, up one spot from last year, as well as 53rd in terms of violent crime.
Certainly, we're not immune to crime. I was out this morning and businesses were talking about the issues that they're experiencing in theft and things like that. The good news is we're down on the serious crimes.
The main factor for staying near the top 10 overall is theft, with more than 230 incidents of breaking and entering, particularly in vehicles.
It's been talked about over and over again, and it continues to happen. I watched it the other day. A delivery person popped in and delivered something. They left the vehicle running and unlocked. It's just a very scary thought from a business perspective and a personal perspective.
It's worse news for North Battleford, which remains atop the overall crime list and second in violent crime.
We've got shootings here. There's like 2-3 times a week. You know, people are scared to go downtown, scared to go out, period. It's become quite a joke in this town.
Mayor Albers says it's important for all residents to stay vigilant, especially heading into the new year.
There's efforts being made. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge that we hear about in the news regularly, be it in a rural setting or an urban setting. There is no differential. The challenge is that people are affected by it each and every day, and certainly, like I say, we encourage people to do what they can do at home to secure their goods.
And he hopes that new measures taken by law enforcement in 2019 will have an effect on the numbers in 2020.
The RCMP are working hard, Citizens on Patrol are playing a part in this, and everybody else can help out as well in many different fashions.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local News.
The Lloydminster Region Health Foundation had an exciting announcement today. They will be renovating the Cancer Center in the Lloydminster Hospital. Our Jasmine King has more on the plans for the updated center that will ease the journey for cancer patients in the border city.
The Lloydminster Region Health Foundation and the Alberta Cancer Foundation came together to announce the renovations that they're hoping can really make an impact in patients' treatment.
$50,000 renovation basically to improve the patient care experience here and empower the nurses, the frontline team that takes care of them.
They won't necessarily be expanding on the current center, but updating most parts of the room to make it a bit easier on patients.
We're looking at changing the fixtures in it, the light fixtures in it, the paint colors, new cabinetry, updating from the 1980s colors that are in it, new office furniture. What's in there is very, very wore out, and that's basically what we're trying to do.
Each year, the center sees around 100 individual patients, and their combined visits in total are around 1,300 per year. The chemo chairs are a favorite among patients, and they will be adding another.
Through Foundation, Lloydminster Health Foundation, donations over the years, we've replaced 3 of those chairs. The new chairs have heat and vibration, and they are just, we call them the Cadillac of chemo chairs. And patients will actually book their appointments around those chairs that they get them, as opposed to the ordinary plain old recliners. And part of the renovation is to buy a brand new one.
In order to start the renovations, the Health Foundation raised $50,000, and to receive that support from the community means a lot to CEO Malcolm Radke.
It's humbling because you know they're doing it usually in memory of a loved one. For example, the Nicole Collins Memorial Golf Tournament is taking care of half of our financial commitment, and that's organized by Jeff, and he was widowed at 32. His wife passed away from brain cancer, so you know that hits home. And then the other one, the Cutter Rally for Cancer, they've been doing that for over 20 years, and so many of their family and friends are affected by breast cancer.
The renovations will be taking place over the winter months, and they are hoping to be completed by the spring of 2020. Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
Last night, the Health Advisory Council had a meeting at Lloyd Hospital as a way to start a conversation and make sure there are no major concerns among residents. The Advisory Council holds these meetings quarterly and comes by Lloydminster once a year. The border city gets a little bit more attention as it takes on more work making sure that both provinces are on the same page.
Saskatchewan doesn't speak to Alberta, or Alberta doesn't speak to Saskatchewan, so we wanted to meet together tonight so that we could hear from both sides on what the health care system is like and what we need to improve on.
The meeting opened up questions to the public where people shared their experiences and frustrations with hospitals around the area. Some criticisms were brought up to the council, an important first step to making positive changes.
It saddens all of us because we would like to think that our healthcare system is a good one, which I do believe it is, but there's always those different occasions and different facilities that don't meet those standards all the way, and we want to hear about that.
For every issue brought up last night, the Health Advisory Council promises to have those concerns on top of their list. And now to our Eric Bay, who was on location earlier today.
Back here today at Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Lloydminster, and I'm joined now by Brenda Robinson, and you guys are celebrating the 25th anniversary here in Lloydminster of the combination of Big Brothers Big Sisters. Can you talk a little bit about that combination and how it kind of came together over the years?
Excellent. Thank you very much for the invitation to share with the community a little bit about our past history and where we're going from here. Big Brothers actually started in our area in 1971. Big Sisters started in 1980, and the amalgamated organization started in 1994, bringing us to our present Big Brothers Big Sisters Association of Lloydminster Corp.
And now, obviously, over all those years, you've done a ton of great work here in the community. So can you talk a little bit about that work you have done and some of the children you have helped here in Lloydminster?
The staff has combed through photo albums, minute books, board reports, and come up with some stats. And so I don't know those stats off by heart, so I'm actually going to use a piece of paper. In those 25 years, we have served 14,400 children in mentoring services. That was done by 37 staff, and we actually over that time had 116 staff positions. So pretty proud of the small staff turnover when you look at 25 years. We had 32 summer students over that time. We had 266 board members. We had 4,256 volunteers, and those volunteers logged 60,472 hours.
All right, thank you for sharing that with us. And we're going to have some more from back here, continuing with Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Lloydminster. But before that, we're going to head back into the studio.
It is 0 degrees here in Lloydminster, currently in fairly clear skies, which we've seen throughout the majority of today. It was quite nice out for most of the afternoon and into this evening as well. There is a chance that tomorrow morning there will be freezing rain. That is a chance that it could occur, but it should still be a nice day hitting the afternoon as well. 18 km/h winds coming in from the southwest currently right now across the region. 1 in Cold Lake, Athabasca, and Red Deer. -3 in Rocky Mountain House. -1 in Jasper. 2 in Edmonton. 4 in Edson and 5 in Whitecourt. And on the Saskatchewan side, 1 in Meadow Lake, -1 in Melfort, 0 in Prince Albert, Saskatoon, and in North Battleford. And in North Battleford overnight, fairly cloudy skies with a low of -5. And then tomorrow, the wind will pick up to 15 kilometers per hour coming in from the west, and a daytime high of +4 with a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. In Cold Lake, a little bit more cloud coverage than same as North Battleford with a low of -4, and the wind will slow down to 7 kilometers per hour coming in from the southwest, but will pick up tomorrow to 19 kilometers per hour coming in from the west-northwest, but it'll be +4 and pretty sunny out, so it'll be a fairly nice day despite that wind speed. Here in Lloydminster, we'll have a little bit more cloud coverage as the night goes on with a low of -4, and the wind will go to 13 kilometers per hour coming in from the southwest, and then pick up to 19 kilometers per hour coming in from the west-northwest. But again, it will also be +4 and a fairly sunny day with just a little bit of cloud. And I did mention there is a risk of freezing rain in the morning that should clear up by the afternoon with a high of +4 and a low of -4. And then on Saturday to start your weekend, it should be +6 the daytime high and a low of 0 with mostly sunny skies and a little bit of cloud coverage throughout the day. And then on Sunday, it's going to be a fairly cloudy day with a high of +1 and a low of -2. That wraps up your 3-day forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Known across the Lakeland area, Jenny's Diner and Bakery has made itself quite the popular attraction, creating a 1950s feel at their restaurant. Eric Bay has more in this week's Bio Clean Business Bio.
While offering a full menu, the cupcakes at Jenny's Diner and Bakery have made it a household name with unique creations and options for anyone to enjoy.
Our cupcakes are made in-house and we do them every day. We know what we put into them because we make them from scratch. So if you have an allergy, you can definitely ask the girls or come ask me, and we can let you know which ones you can eat. We do the vegan and the gluten-free, so if you have a milk allergy or egg allergy, those are the kind of cupcakes that you should be eating. If you're celiac, then we have the gluten-free.
The popularity of Jenny's Diner has led to nominations for recognition as Canada's sweetest bakery the last 3 years.
The contest is basically we were nominated for, there's 3 different categories, and we chose to be part of the cupcake and cake category. It's the 3rd year running, and yeah, it's cool to be nominated. It's a real honor, so winning's better, but.
While Jenny's Diner came up short of being named Canada's sweetest bakery, owner Jenny Hamel says the support from Bonnyville and the surrounding area has been incredible.
It's been huge, right? That's a huge milestone. We just celebrated 5 years, so to know that the community supports us, and I like to think that we give back as much to the community because of that. We love Bonnyville. We've been here for a long time, and we plan on staying here, and hopefully this just keeps on going, and we can make it that icon, in 50 years that you can come to Jenny's Diner still.
Along with desserts, Jenny's Diner also serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's this week's BioClean Business Bio.
Business Bio, brought to you by BioClean. Call the Bio Team, 1-833-246-8326. The Disaster Specialists.
And now here are your stock market prices for today.
First General Services. When you require prompt emergency service, the first F word that should come to your mind should be First General Services.
Welcome back. Lakeland College works closely with those in the agriculture industry, hosting a field day for its students with the Canadian Angus Association. Eric Bay has more on the importance of this event for the students in this week's Ag Report.
Students have been working with professionals in the industry, gaining first-hand experience, which provides a valuable tool for their education.
It's great to really have a first-hand look and feel of what it does. So the students have been working with the director of innovation from Canadian Angus Association, and she worked with the students on how the technology works. So it's a first-hand experience for the students.
Second-year student Robert Geis, who is the general manager of the purebred beef team at Lakeland's student-managed farm, says the field day also provides a great chance to network with others in the same field.
It's really helped us in our studies in class. We've related a lot of the things that we've learned in class out to what they've been telling us, and I'm sure we'll learn more here today. It's just a really good marketing opportunity for us students too, just to being able to use this to network to other fellow classmates and other industry reps.
The focus is to get students aware of this technology early because it will continue to be used in the industry in the future.
It's great that we're introducing them to these technologies that are not only being used but will be being used more intensely in the industry going forward. People such as Neogen are providing those opportunities to our students to experience that and see what the genetic makeup of those animals are and start making decisions based on the genetics earlier in the production season, so we're not keeping animals that aren't beneficial to our program.
Students took part in multiple presentations by fellow students and professionals. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Center. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Center with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
Here are your agriculture prices for today.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
This year, Holy Rosary Athletics have been through the roof. To start the school athletics season, every sport that has taken part has made it to provincials. From the gridiron to the links and everywhere in between. Thus far in the Holy Rosary Athletics season, one team from every sport eligible has made it to provincials.
I think a lot of it starts from the grassroots level. We have a lot of great teachers and coaches in our elementary system. We also have some Little Raiders programs where we start at the grade 4 or 5 level and so on, and just developing those kids to get them hooked into the sport, get their skills developed at an earlier age.
In the past, Holy Rosary would miss out in at least one sport. This year, 7 cross-country runners, 1 golfer, the senior girls volleyball team, and the football team have all made it.
Well, I think overall, our grade 8s and 9s in our building, they look up to our senior students. We've got some great leaders in our school. They lead by example and bring the younger ones along to show them what it means to be a Raider, both as a student, academically, spiritually, and in the sports areas as well.
The senior girls kick off their provincial journey today at 4:30 when they play Barhead in St. Paul. The football team will travel down to Raymond and play Cochrane Saturday at 2:30. And now to our Abby St. John, who will tell us whether or not it'll be cold out.
Thanks, Evan. It won't be too cold, but there is a chance that there's a risk that tomorrow morning we'll see some freezing rain that hopefully will die off by the afternoon, because tomorrow is supposed to be quite a nice day out for most of the day. Nothing too concerning to report on the satellite radar. There's some mix of snow and freezing rain in the closer to the Lakeland region heading to Lloydminster, but again, there is that small risk that there will be freezing rain tomorrow morning before late afternoon, and then just cloud coverage making its way across most of the region, and not a lot of activity going on in Saskatchewan. There's a few mix of freezing rain down in Maidstone and North Battleford, but nothing too severe. Current temperature 0 here in Lloydminster still, as well as in North Battleford, 1 in Macklin, -1 in Maidstone, Pearslin, Meadow Lake and Green Lake, -2 in St. Walburg, and 0 up in Isle of Cross. And on the Alberta side, 1 in Marwayne and Cold Lake and Lac La Biche, -1 in Provost, St. Paul and Bonnyville, 0 in Vegreville, 2 in Wainwright, 2 in Vermilion and in Edmonton. And tomorrow, daytime high of +4 here in Lloydminster, as well as in Cold Lake, Bonnyville and Lac La Biche, 6 in Provost, Wainwright, Vegreville and Edmonton, 5 in Vermilion and Marwayne, and 3 out in St. Paul. And on the Saskatchewan side, 3 up in Isle of Cross and in Green Lake, 5 in Pearslin and Maidstone, 4 in Meadow Lake, St. Walburg and North Battleford, and 6 down in Macklin. And overnight across the region, fairly clear skies in areas such as Meadow Lake, Provost, Mirnam, and in Unity. And then a little bit more cloud coverage in Bonnyville, Isle of Cross, Pearslin, and Wainwright. And something to note, Isle of Cross sitting at -3 overnight, so they are getting below the double-digit numbers for the evening. Over the course of the past few days, they've been fairly cold, above -10, but other temperatures ranging between -2 and -5. And your school day forecast for tomorrow, 8 a.m. -4 with a mix of sun and cloud and that possible risk of freezing rain. And then by the time recess rolls around, it'll warm up to -1 with that mix of sun and cloud. And then by lunchtime, it'll go above 0 at +2. And then by the time school is out, it'll be +4 with that mix of sun and cloud in there. Now taking a look, just a little glitch on the computer. For your next 7 days, a high of +4 and a low of -4 for tomorrow and a mix of sun and cloud. Then a high of +6 and a low of 0 on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. Then on Sunday, it's a little bit more cloudier with a high of +1 and a low of -2. And then to start your week off on Monday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -1 and a low of -3. On Tuesday, that risk of snow has dropped significantly with a high of -5 and a low of -9 with a mix of sun and cloud. Then on Wednesday, a little bit more cloud coverage, but we will still see some sun with a high of -8 and a low of -11. And then on Thursday, it should be a little bit cold with a high of -8 and a low of -13. That wraps up your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news in the question of the day coming up after the break.
Back here once again today at Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Lloydminster, and we are talking a little bit about a pretty big anniversary here, 25 years since they combined, and I'm joined once again by Brenda Robinson. And so now can you talk to us a little bit about the importance especially of having this mentorship program here for the children in this community?
You bet. We don't realize the value of what we call the power of an hour. It is a positive role model in a child's life. Someone that is always there for them, someone to talk to, someone to look up to, and someone to provide a little bit of guidance for them. So we look at that as being a very strong part of mentoring. And of course, there's lots of bonuses to mentoring. Children stay in school, they complete their education, and just have better communication, better skills in stress, those kinds of things.
And now obviously we've been talking a bunch about how it's your anniversary, 25 years, but you guys are still continuing to put this out here and give mentorship to kids in the community. So can you talk about what you guys maybe have coming up here in the near future that people can look forward to?
Well, our one big project that we have been working on is a replacement van for our transportation for children and also for our fundraising. So 25 years ago, we actually rented a van, a 15-passenger van. Then we bought our first 15-passenger 12 years ago, and now we are just to the point to get our new 15-passenger van on the road.
Very good. And now, just really quick here, if people do want to help out, whether that be donating their time and helping these kids, or if they are able to drop off some donations, how can they get in contact with you guys and do so?
Giving Tuesday's coming up for donations, and so is our tax receipt appeal for the month of December. So they can just check our website. They're more than welcome to stop by the agency. And as for volunteering for kids, we've got 37 kids on the waiting list. So just come on down to the agency and we'll get you signed up.
All right, thank you for this. And we are going to have some more from back here again with Big Brothers Big Sisters. But before that, we're going to head back into the studio.
Well, it's that time again for question of the day, and of course we put it out there for you and you guys chimed in. The question is, Disney Plus stocks has gone down after multiple accounts were hacked. Disney denies there were a security breach. Will you continue to use the services? I don't know. I mean, I'm a Disney fan, so about this kind of stuff, but I am scared about people, you know, breaking in and doing that kind of stuff on hacking your system and stuff like that.
I definitely will still continue using it. I love it. And everyone that's commented has said, yeah, love it, using it as I speak. There is the one comment that I want to highlight. If you live your life in fear of getting hacked, you might as well just not use the internet, which I think is very true. Yes, there is a rise in hacking. However, you know, that shouldn't hinder you from making these accounts and, you know, using these streaming services that you want to use. You just have to be smart about what password you choose.
Of course. And I guess now we're going to go back into pets, the Disney special. They always have pets on there. Here's some of the pets that you guys have sent us. Thank you so much. And if you see your picture on here, you'll get a chance to get a gift certificate from the Pet Pad. Check it out.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
I'm pleased to be joined now by the man who is currently #1 in the PBR Canada standings and is just coming off his first World Finals for the PBR, and that is Jared Parsonage. Jared, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And now I just want to talk a little bit first about that PBR World Finals appearance, as it is fairly recent. Obviously, you were a little bit there, kind of on the outside looking in there closer to the end. So can you talk about what it was like to get that feeling and find out that you did make it to the finals?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good phone call. You know, they kind of make you wait until the last minute, but when you get it, it's definitely a feeling of excitement, and you're looking forward to it then.
And now, obviously, you did fairly well yourself, 4 for 6. So can you talk a little bit beforehand? Were there any nerves going in, or was it basically business as usual for you?
No, there was definitely nerves because, you know, you're on the biggest stage in bull riding, so you're definitely lots of nerves, but that's excitement at the same time and anticipation, so it's good. It's really good.
And now, did you change anything up, I guess, going in? Obviously, you mentioned it's a huge event for you, or basically just stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing?
I'll try to stay consistent. At the end of the day, it's just bull riding. So if you do your job and ride your bulls, you'll do good. So you just take care of business and try and stay consistent.
And now, obviously, like I mentioned, 4 for 6, but that's basically what you've been doing here all year long, as you are sitting #1 here in the PBR Canada standings. Can you talk a little bit about what you've been doing this year that's got you riding so well and sitting in such a great position?
Yeah, it's been a good year. Just been steady all year, trying to, ride as many bulls as possible and put together, try and finish the best you can and try to keep improving all the time. That's kind of the big thing to me, is the person can stay consistent and keep improving, the results will follow.
And now you mentioned that, kind of stay consistent, keep improving. And speaking of that, you're obviously in a fairly tight race right now. You and Dakota Butter there, 1 and 2, neck and neck. Does that help you talk about staying consistent there and keeping even keeled here throughout the entire season?
Yeah, that makes it. It's fun. It's close. It's so close here at the finals. It's just going to come down to, who does the best at the finals here. So it's fun to get Saskatchewan, another Saskatchewan guy. So it'll be lots of fun. It should be a riding contest. It'll be really good watching. And now looking ahead, you mentioned the finals this weekend. So is there anything, I guess, nerves going in? You're feeling any extra pressure maybe being that #1? No, more so just business as usual. The guy does his job here. The the results should look after themselves.
And now, is there anything, I guess, especially about the PBR Canada Finals event that you're maybe more looking forward to, just the spectacle of it all, having a chance at that big prize and the buckle, or is it just, again, another tournament for you?
Oh, it's another, but there's big prize. There's the $50,000, the winner at the end, so that's a big part of it. You're looking forward to you want to win that and everything. So there's a little more at stake here.
And is there anything, I guess, you're looking to change up there, or again, just kind of keeping it, more so usual, or what's, I guess, your strategy looking in, especially when it's winner take all, as you mentioned?
I like to just keep it simple as possible. If I can ride all 4 of my bulls, I should be in really good shape. That'll be the main goal, and hopefully the rest takes care of itself.
And now, obviously, you don't want to look too far ahead, but you have been named for the Global Cup on Team Canada coming up in 2020. So what's it like, I guess, to be named there in the top 3 so far and to be picked on a team like that?
Yeah, it's a huge honor and something that us bull riders, and I think a lot of the fans in Canada have a lot of pride in and look forward to. It's a huge honor to be on the team. So looking forward to that, and I'm excited for it. And definitely honored to be placed on the team, and definitely looking forward to the event in Arlington here come February. So that'll be lots of excitement after this weekend.
And is it a little extra special, you're being able to kind of represent your own country and go against the best from around the world?
Yeah, it brings in the team aspect into bull riding, something we very rarely, almost never get. So it's fun to be in the team thing like that. And then you're wearing your country's jersey, you got the maple leaf on your chest, so it means a little bit more. At the end of the day, you're riding for them other guys because you're on a team, and then you're riding for your country too. So it's a pretty unique feeling, and it's a lot of fun.
And now, obviously, coaches are Scotty Schiffner and Tanner Gerlitz. So is it going to be a little bit better too? You're getting to kind of learn from those guys who've done it before and very well, especially up here in Canada.
Yeah, it's good to have 2 experienced guys like that. Scott, he's a leader and talker, and he can bring the team together. And Tanner, he's the same kind of real motivated kind of guy, knows bulls good, and they're both very, very successful in the bull riding world in Canada and all over the world too. So it's an honor to have those guys on there and be picked by them, and it'll be lots of fun being down there, and I think they'll be great leaders.
All right, well, we appreciate you taking the time with us here today and speaking with us, Jared, and good luck here this weekend.
Thank you, appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, thank you.
There's still a few tickets left for a tribute to Conway and Loretta that's coming to the Vic Juba Community Theater this Saturday night. And this show is really neat because it's their grandkids that are going to bring the music of Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn to life. And they had so many hits on their own and so many hits together, like Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man, Lead Me On. It's going to be a night of fantastic classic country right here at the Vic Juba Community Theater. If you want to get your tickets, stop by the box office or go online, vicjubatheater.ca. You've got a chance to see some absolutely beautiful trees at Lakeland College as they get set to host the annual Festival of Trees. The Festival of Trees Gala is coming up next Thursday, November the 28th, but you've got a chance to get a preview coming up on Saturday, cookies and carols. At 1 o'clock, you can stop by the cafeteria here at Lakeland College, see the beautiful trees, hear some great music, make a craft, and enjoy some delicious cookies. And if you want to get your tickets for the Festival of Trees Gala, you can stop by the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center. Coming up on Sunday, it is Christmas in November. The Manitou Pioneer Museum is hosting a fundraiser at the Neilburg Hall. The doors are going to open at 1 o'clock. That's when you'll be able to start bidding in the silent auction on some really unique Christmas gift items. And then at 2 o'clock, they've got local musicians that are going to entertain you. Also an opportunity to enjoy some tasty Christmas treats as well. Tickets will be available at the door on Sunday. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.
And we are joined now by Tanner Byrne, who is set to become the first man to both ride in the PBR Canada Finals and also bullfight. Tanner, thanks for coming on here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So first off, maybe for those people who don't know, can you just explain a little bit about what your job is as a bullfighter?
Yeah, so as a bullfighter, my job is strictly cowboy protection. So when the bull riders either have a successful ride and it's their turn to get off the bull, or if they get bucked off before the 8 seconds, it's my job and the fellow 2 guys that I'll be with this weekend to make sure that they get away safely. So that means if it comes down to it and the bull rider needs to take a shot or the bullfighter needs to take a shot, it's the bullfighter going to take that shot every time. So anything that I can do to make sure that these guys are safe and can ride another day.
And now, is that something you always kind of planned on going into after your bull riding career was becoming a bullfighter?
Yeah, it really runs in my family for a few generations. My dad was the first bullfighter to ever go to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. My brother Jesse was the first bullfighter to ever go to the World Finals in Las Vegas. So kind of grew up in it. I was kind of the oddball as a bull rider. And then once I decided to do this full time, this is what I've been rolling with.
And now, talk about a little bit about that transition. What did you kind of have to do? Was there any training involved to become a bullfighter, or was it basically kind of learn as you go?
It's kind of just like any other athletic sport, just be in top physical shape. In my bull riding career, I always tried to work out harder than everybody else and do what it took to make sure that I was in the best physical and mental shape to do what I could to win. So it's kind of the same lines for a bullfighter. More endurance, more cardio, obviously holding on to your breath and being able to breathe through everything. But yeah, it's just kind of like any other sport, just be in top physical shape and be willing to do what it takes.
And now, do you ever actually miss bull riding, or is it basically kind of the same thing? You're still with the sport with the guys and just kind of a different avenue to take it?
Yeah, you know, it's you're still with all your buddies. You're just kind of looking from a different angle instead of behind the chutes. You're out in the arena, so it's fun for me to you know not be competing against the bull or the other guys and just be out there cheering all these guys on and making sure that they're safe and able to keep following their dreams, riding bulls every day.
And now, obviously, you've climbed the ranks pretty quickly. Your first season actually bullfighting, and you're already in the PBR Canada finals. So I guess what kind of contributed to that rise so quickly up the rankings? Was it kind of the help of your family, or just, again, all that hard work you put in?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of hard work and determination of wanting to be the best. You know, when I do anything in life, I always try to do it as best as I can. I never want to do anything you know, without putting everything I have into it. And I think that the guys seen that I was dedicated and determined to do whatever it took to make sure that they're all safe. And the top 35 guys in Canada vote on the bullfighters that they want at the finals, and they voted me in. So it was a big honor for me and lets me know that they believe in me, and it makes me believe myself a little bit more. And now we can go out there and show everybody why I'm here.
And now, obviously, you are a pretty good bull rider yourself, one of the best Canadians ever on the Unleash the Beast tour. So do you think that experience there, bull riding as well, kind of helps you when you are trying to protect these bullfighters, kind of having that experience with the bulls and seeing other bullfighters in action over the years?
I think so. Like I said, I grew up, you know, knowing bullfighting really more than I knew bull riding with having a family of bullfighters. So I've studied the game, I've studied the art subconsciously for many years, and knowing the situations that I've been in as a bull rider and can kind of see when a guy's out of shape or a little bit tipped off. I think that does help me a lot with my timing and when to go and when not to go. And yeah, it definitely pushes me into the position that I need to be from being on the back of them for so long.
And now, obviously, a big event coming up this weekend and a great first season for you. But is there anything in particular maybe you're looking forward to in the future, whether that be more work in the States, or are you still looking to continue here with PBR Canada?
Just to work as much as I can. You know, I'm still getting my feet wet with everything and taking whatever jobs that I can get and just want to prove to the guys and to everybody out there that I got what it takes to be one of the best in the world as a cowboy protection bullfighter. So yeah, everything I do, I have new goals and new dreams and things that I want to do in the sport. And the ultimate goal would be to get back to the world finals as a bullfighter as well. So this is a huge goal that I got to come to here this weekend. And now I can keep rolling here and try to keep moving my way up the ranks.
And now, just really quick before we do wrap up, what is harder, staying on a bull for 8 seconds or dancing around one?
I don't know. They both have their difficulties, and they both have a lot of fun attributes to them as well. So I don't know which one's harder yet. There's a lot more thinking and timing that goes into fighting bulls. When you ride, you kind of just let everything flow and let your training and everything and roll. So right now things are happening pretty fast, and I'm trying not to overthink it and just have fun with what I'm doing and let my training take over while I'm out there. So they both definitely have their hard parts to them, and they're definitely not for the faint of heart.
All right, thank you for taking the time with us today, and good luck here this weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.